stream. Okay, Laura from the Women's Banner Group.
Hi.
Do you want to introduce this event?
Yeah, hello, this is our Durham Miners Little Big Meeting, and it is the Family Day for Future Builders. These are the Bangshees, welcoming everybody at the event. It's absolutely amazing.
Usually it's the other way around with drumming.
Hold on.
Okay, on four. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Ah, yeah. Have you been up Hassockfield today?
Yeah.
Tell us about that. You're on camera at the minute. Tell us about Hassockfield. What's been going on there?
We have been holding a demonstration, which we are doing once on the third of every month. Third Saturday of every month, yes. To protest against the forced detention of women who have flown violence from their own countries. So we're totally opposed to it. We'll be campaigning there every month, and as long as it takes to either get it stopped or closed down.
Keep on keeping on, keep fighting the good fight, and especially with everything that's going on at the moment, I think you can imagine.
As I said, you know, that hotel that they're using for people fleeing from Afghanistan that was condemned 5 years ago, a 5-year-old child has been flung out the window because the windows weren't properly fixed in. And then you see some woman handing over a 3-month-old child to an American soldier in the hope that that child be taken to safety. We can't even begin to imagine it, and that's the sort of people they're going to be putting in there. End of Paul, I'm soaking up freezing.
Solidarity, go and enjoy your day. I'll see you later on. Let's see, so that worked. So we're here at Red Hills today, historic Red Hills. Maybe give you a little bit of a tour, show you a little bit about that for a few minutes while other things happen, while we wait for the Bangshees maybe to come back on. So this is the beautiful Red Hills building, which some of you will be very familiar with. Here are some statues that are out the front of Foreman, Patterson, MacDonald and Crawford there. So for those of you who don't know, this is in the centre of Durham, and it was built by the miners to make sure that they had a place where they were on an equal standing with their bosses. In a way, a lot of people think it was to intimidate their bosses, because when they came to negotiate here, they could see the power of the working class when they worked together. So let's have a look inside. Hello there. What was? All right. And I'm sent here. We've got Lynn and Laura who.
I'm just going to do the important thing and make sure that the bee is okay.
Show us about.
Have you been down to the committee room yet?
We've only shown the outside so far.
Come on then.
What have we got here?
So, Atoms, who are doing all the kids' education and are selling cakes as well. So these are some tasty treats that you can buy.
Excellent. Lots of lovely people here that we'll speak to later on. There's a mood there.
These are our suffragette jollies, what we're raffling off. So the raffles will be drawn at 3:15.
Samantha Townsend. No one knows who Samantha is.
No one. Yeah, if you just go into that turn right, turn left, and they're just down there. Lovely, thank you.
Okay, I'm just going to do a quick scan here. I'm not going to focus too much on any particular individual because I haven't asked permission to film anyone. So, yeah.
I'm seeing the mask off while I stand in the back of the room, so it's a bit warm. But this room is the committee room, and this is where all of the important decisions would have been made when the union was formed and right up until the last pit closed in '94.
Yeah, we can see the posters behind you as well there.
Yeah, so there's some posters in here that would have sort of tell you about the miners' games that have been on in the past.
Scargill at that one, which was that 1982.
Yes, that would
Dennis
be.
Skinner.
And of course the two Davies who
Yeah,
kept the
Davy
gala
Hopper and
going,
Davy Guy.
two legends. Yeah, you can't see the bunting unfortunately because in fact
Well, I can go around and do it that way. It's just
one of the
with the
children is
big,
your child, so you can film her.
yeah, yeah, and just conscious
Go
of
down and
not
have a word
doing.
with Davy. He's going to show you his.
Oh, look at this!
Collection of miners' lamps.
They're beautiful. Can you tell us about any of them?
Of course. Well, originally, of course, they'd have used a naked flame like this. This is actually from a ship's hold, but it was more sensitive on the end, so you could snuff it out quickly if you thought there was an explosion imminent. Yeah, I actually bought this thing here. This is my box of coal, which I like to show the kids and ask them where they think it comes from.
What sort of answers do you get?
Well, dirt was the one I had this morning. Yeah.
Whereabouts? I would say underneath the North Sea would be my guess.
No, but what's it made of?
What's it made of? It's made of trees. It's made of fossilised trees and vegetation
I gave a
and all
talk in
that
the
stuff.
school once, and the teachers at the end said, we didn't know coal came from trees.
Yeah,
know.
you can see it's like a fossilised tree.
It is. But the old miners didn't believe that it came from trees.
All right.
Number one, it takes 30 feet of coal to make, 30 feet of tree to make 1 inch of coal. And in Australia and in Russia, there are 300-foot coal seams.
Wow.
So they get the pencil out and a bit of paper and say, man, that's thousands of feet tree. How can the tree be that big? And also, the most interesting thing is, you will see that coal runs in lines, what we call cleats. And this line in this seam, I can take you to the seam above this one 50 million years later, and that line will run in the same direction no matter how deep you go. And more than that, that line will run in the same direction all over the world.
Yeah, because the coal seam here links up to like South America, is that right?
Well, all the seams are more or less linked.
Yeah.
The Condor Age. But so the miners said, well, if this comes from trees, how come all the coal fell in this? How the trees all fell in the same direction? They must have fallen in the same direction to be in the same lines. And it took me years and years, a lifetime, to find out that what happens to it is under pressure, it crystallizes and it shoots off. It's like if you put old egg white in a pan of water, it crystallizes and turns, and that's what happens. That's what happens to coal. So I never had an explanation as to why it came from trees, because their empirical evidence outweighed anything I'd ever learned at school, But also what it is of course, this is genuine solar power. That's what this is. This is solar energy. This is the energy from the sun stored up inertly into the coal. So kids always have good fun with that. You can have a little bit of coal if you haven't got one.
My kids will be over getting some coal.
Thanks very much, Dave.
The trouble with coal is because it gives off different gases, right? Which is where I'm going to get back to the lamp. The worst one for us is the methane, a fire damp we call it, which is a highly explosive gas. So the trick was to try and find a way of illuminating. Do you want to come past?
Oh, sorry. Well done. I really enjoyed that performance as well.
You did, but the miners learned to watch the candle quickening. The canary don't test for methane, it tests for poison.
Oh, look at there. There's a coal shovel as well.
This is, in Yorkshire we would have called this, because I work in Yorkshire recently, we'd have called this a stone shovel.
Right.
But they also get called a coal shovel. But the only real coal shovel I've ever seen is a Beamish in the hardware shop. It's about this big for filling coal, because coal's a lot lighter than stone, obviously. You can use that for the instrument of torture, the banjo or whatever. But the miners have discovered if they made the wick on a candle down to a mere speck, they could test for gas. And as soon as the flame started to flicker, they would know the gas was quickening, as they called it, and coming in to explode. And when the lamp was developed in 1818, they learned how to do the same thing with the lamp. So they bring the wick down really low and test for the degree of gas.
So it's not just used for light, it's used for safety as well.
Its primary purpose is safety now. But you can see the gas is very consistent according to the percentage in the air. So after 1.25% up to 5%, that's the explosive range. Between 5% and 10%, it can explode spontaneously. It doesn't need a spark. It's the mixture itself that causes it. So all the various adaptations of the lamp really are just the adaptations of the same thing.
So I guess this is probably why, like, people need to respect the mining heritage and the risks people took.
Of course.
Yeah, it was a really risky business, wasn't it, being underground?
The interesting thing was, after the introduction of the lamp, more people were killed in explosions than before them. Because
Really?
the owners thought it was foolproof. So they opened up gassy areas that they would never have worked before.
Right.
And of course, it's not foolproof. It's an amazing... Nobody quite knows how the lamp works, by the way. What happens is the methane's out here, it penetrates this gauze and catches fire and explodes in the lamp. But it won't come back out again. So it won't explode the methane on this side. It will only ignite the methane on this side. Now we think it's something to do with the fact that the gauze cools the flame to a point where it's no longer an ignition. So it puts the flame out effectively. So all the adaptations from this lamp, I mean variously, Stevens lamp, we used the Stevenson's lamp, the Geordie lamp they call it. That's not why Geordies are called Geordie, but people think it is. Because it was cheaper basically than the Davy lamp itself, you know. But these are all adaptations. This is a very cheap Midlands, Birmingham lamp.
Oh, we've got quite a few followers from Birmingham. They'll be interested in that.
Yes, it's interesting. This is the original one, which is a replica. It didn't change a great deal until really a guy called Clanny, and he put the heat-proof glass in there. And that made a big difference to illumination. Because you could turn the flame up and have a brighter light. And then of course we developed the battery lamps later on for seeing with, like this thing. But they weighed a lot. You know, and then we moved on to the cap lamp that people are more familiar with. Fascinating.
Aye. See, this is why we need to learn from our heritage as well, because I'm really interested in what you were saying about as soon as the bosses brought in a safety measure, they thought that was a foolproof safety measure and took risks with other people's lives.
Yeah.
And we see that time and again, don't we, throughout history, you know,
well,
especially in mining.
The miners in Gateshead went on strike against the lamp and refused to use the lamp.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until really on that we realised it had to be seen in perspective with ventilation. Ventilation was the key to preventing explosions, rather than thinking you could just go into gassy places with the flame lamp. Now I carried a flame lamp all my time down the pit. I was down the pit 42 years. I was in the industry 42 years. And I used this lamp, which is a little Sheffield lamp called the Wolf. The benefit of it was, one, it was easy to read, but two, it's only made of spun steel, so people didn't steal them. You got 10 pence a day for carrying it and £50 fine if you lost it.
Right.
So a lot of people wouldn't carry it. So all the bonny ones, with the bonny tops on, the glass ones, people would want one for their mantelpiece. And they were very hard to hang on to. But the little wolf lamp, it was the best of all worlds really. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. It's been a fascinating little journey into the past there. I'm going to go and see what other speeches are on and stuff like that.
Very
but thanks
good.
again, and
Nice to meet you.
nice to meet you too. Take care. Bye. Here you go. Here's someone else you won't recognise. Hi, Stuart. Hello. You okay?
Hi.
Yeah. Having a nice day.
Yeah, except for the weather.
Yeah, the weather's a bit rubbish, but it's nice. Like, at least we can come inside and see the nice building and everything. And
Oh, it's beautiful, yeah.
yeah, well, I'm going to go off and do a little bit of a tour. And all the time, you know, you just. I'm going off for a little bit of a tour. Oh, spotted head. This is a lot of people will recognise Alan Marjams. There's Alan. How are you doing? And Heather as well, who is a superstar of our channel as well. So, yeah.
I look forward to tonight, but I have to watch it later because we're out tonight.
It's going to be really good, actually. I think perspectives we've got tonight with having a refugee from Afghanistan and someone who served in Afghanistan together, both of them decent, solid socialists, you know, should be interesting. That's it.
Talking about Keir Starmer and the lack of leadership in the Labour Party is absolutely horrendous. It's just never known it was bad.
I am not
We've got the
prepared
most
to give
incompetent
anything.
government ever. It's the most incompetent government ever. And they're not in the unions. They're not doing anything to challenge that. Well, I've sent a resignation to David Evans.
I don't think he'll care. So is this an exclusive then? Have we found out first here that
Facebook and that.
yeah, but you've resigned from the Labour? What a shame that.
Because it doesn't represent my views anymore. The Tories second 11. I'm second to the Tories who are the worst government around.
I've stopped my bank payment to the party. John stopped his months ago, I've stopped mine now. I just got to send the email and it's a bit scary doing it because I've always been there. But I can't vote with Keir Starmer any longer.
Do you know that won't have meant what either of you done won't have been an official resignation, won't go down as one yet.
Nah.
You'll just.
They'll then rely on big business and at least then we'll know where they are.
Big business aren't though. Big business try to call not interested.
Getting in jail after we're pulling the funding. That's what it's all.
Well, that's right. I mean, it's just didn't represent. It's never been a socialist party. It was a party with socialists in it. And now they're kicking the socialists out.
And they're desperate for money, paying staff off left, right and centre. And then taking stuff on that they want in other areas.
It's just absolutely disgraceful. They just don't represent the views of working people. They're an irrelevance to working people now.
Tell us about. You'll know the story of James Connolly when he was executed, don't you? So who was James Connolly?
James Connolly was a lad who was brought up in Scotland, he was brought up in Edinburgh. He was president of Edinburgh Church Council. He worked in America for a long time as a union organiser, came against British imperialism in Ireland. Led, along with Pierce and others, led the uprising in 1916 and ended up getting shot in Kilmarnock jail. Executed.
And what did the Labour Party MPs do in Parliament when they heard? Cheered.
Yes, they did.
They cheered.
They did cheer.
Yeah.
And that, you know, I mean, that's just indicative of what we were and what we are. They're worse now than they were then.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even sit and listen. They wouldn't have that debate now. They wouldn't have that debate.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's as simple as that.
Yes, it isn't a party for the working class. It's not a party for anybody who's got an opinion. Because the only opinion that has to be is Starmer and his party. And that's not my idea of socialism. Socialism is about discussion, debate, and then coming together and voting on it, and then we all go out as one. But they're not prepared to do that. They want us to do that, but they're not prepared to do it.
When there's nobody elected, David Evans. I don't know who David Evans is, other than he's a general secretary of the Labour Party.
He likes agile ceremonies, apparently, whatever they are. So, let's talk about more cheery things. So we've got the Durham Miners Association banner over there. Go and talk us through that one. What's going on with that one, Alan?
On one side, on the blind side, the one who kind of say is a portrait of Peter Lee, who's the leader of the first Labour Council.
Yeah. Named after.
The town named after and the Maras dictating an old miner and an old modern miner coming together. And the Maras is significant because the Friends of the Durham Miners Gala who raise funds to ensure that the Durham Gala can take place every year.
So why is it important to become a Mara? And how do you do that as well?
It's important. You can do it online or contact this office on admin at Durham Miners. .org.uk. And it's important because the funding that comes in, you can join for £2 a month, £24 a year. And all those contributions ensure, along with our trade union comrades who donate very generously and shows that the Durham Miners Gala, the biggest working class event in the country, can take place every year.
Brilliant. Well, become a Mara people. Thanks very much, Alan. Thanks, Heather. And
I need to get you.
and they've been got. See you in a little bit. Oh, I'll speak to John Dunn. Yeah, I'd love to speak to John Dunn. Yeah, I'll go on. Where is that? John, how you doing?
I'm alright, how
Good
are
to
you?
see you. Finally
first
met you in
time.
person.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you're not used to seeing people. How are you?
We're struggling with height. I never know what height to expect people to be when I'm used to
well, I
having a
never
chat
even
with
know
them.
if they've got legs. Everything on Zoom. Yeah.
So how are things?
Oh, well, surviving, that's about all, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. So what have you seen much about today, or is this just like a get back to Red Hills and?
Well, it was a bit of both. So, you know, it was only one of the events that are on that I could get to. So, and I just to come here again.
Oh, Bangshees starting up again. I'm gonna where she wants me now. Good to see you. In a little bit, yeah. I was probably already got out. So here we go. This is called the Pitman's Parliament. And there's a certain man over there I want to talk to in a second. But I'm going to go past, I'm going to go up. We'll talk about this in a bit. There is the woman's banner. The colliery style banner. A lot of work went into that. Absolutely beautiful. The back's lovely as well. And that one over there is called the community banner, which was handcrafted by women, working class women in County Durham. And I think everyone's very proud of that one. Probably more proud of that one than they are that one, although it's debatable over which one is the prettiest. They're both pretty nice. Whitman's Parliament, up there, balcony, you can see the miners' banners at the top. And this is where the Durham Mining Association used to meet. Every colliery had a seat. You can see underneath some of the seats that they've got little tokens on the bottom of them. I know there's one over here, some over here, because it's Wingate. Where's Wingate? I think it's here. I'm not sure, but you get those tokens around. You can buy a pit token for your colliery seat. Can't remember which number it is, I'll check later on. And over here we've got Joe Solo. How you doing, Joe?
Alright, Thomas.
We're live on this thing, so
Alright, hello everyone.
yeah, it's always nice to be prepared when you know, I sneak up on you there while you.
Well, I've just come out of makeup, you know, just to just to deny all evidence of any kind of sense of spontaneity. No, I'm good, Ty. Very well.
Yeah.
Just glad to be out and about again. You know.
It's nice, isn't it? It's always lovely to get to Red Hills. It feels good, doesn't it?
Spot on.
Yeah. Do you know what time you'll be playing? Because we'll be looking forward to that.
Things are getting moved around and bumped up a little bit, so I'm just kind of doing my thing when I'm told.
Always flexible.
Yeah. Gotta be.
Oh, things are happening here
Things
though.
are happening already.
Things are happening there. My son's sneaking about there.
That wonderful new banner.
It's nice, isn't it?
Should be catch you on both sides at once, isn't it? It's great.
I know. I'll probably sneak around the back in a second to give the people from home a little look. The community banner still looks great as well. There's a lot of love in that one. You know, there's if you look around, like, I don't know if you know all the different groups around the outside, but that's all different people, different groups. You know, there's like Trinity Tots, and there's a socialist group, and there's Waspies and all sorts. Dead lovely little piece of art, that one. I'm going.
This is what it's all about. You miss it. set in a room and it becomes an abstract concept, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You just, no matter how much you try and include people and extend the same sort of energy, you can't do it in 2 dimensions. You kind of got to be around people.
It's difficult, isn't it? And I was just saying to John as well, it's really awkward. Like, no one recognises each other if they've seen each other on Zoom calls because they can't get the height.
Well, and you got the masks as well, so you get to know everybody from the bridge of the nose upwards on your neck. Without my jacket, I'd be able to walk around incognito completely. You know?
That's it, yeah. Just pull on a mask and, maybe a Thatcher t-shirt. I love Thatcher t-shirt. You'd definitely be incognito then.
Definitely, definitely never wear one.
Not even to escape from prison.
Not even as a joke. It's good to see people out and about. We're a long way from the end of all this. Probably be another lockdown in a couple of months' time, but it's good to enjoy this little bit of a window and get together and recharge our batteries.
We'll enjoy it while we can. Now I'm going to stop my little tour of Red Hills now. I'm going to come back on in a little while when the speeches start, so have a look out for it on our Facebook pages and YouTube if you're watching there, or Twitch or wherever it is, and we will see you soon. Cheers.